New Zealand was an aviary. An aviary is like a cage full of birds. Nothing else, just birds. New Zealand was a country full of birds. The only thing we had apart from birds that lived on the land up here were bats. We had 3 different kinds of bats, little wee bats. One of them is extinct and the other 2 are still surviving, but only just. So New Zealand was an aviary. It was a place full of birds. Into this country were introduced species, 4-legged ones. Stoats, ferrets and weasels were introduced here because the farmers of New Zealand wanted to get rid of the rabbits, which were also introduced here. So as soon as you introduce an animal that wasn't in this habitat before, the balance of nature is changed. You can say, yes, it's beautiful, but there's something really wrong here. There are hardly any birds. Why are a lot of these big trees here not making baby trees? Well, they're trying to, but it's not happening. So I'll tell you what's happening, and then you can use your own head to figure out, using your own way, whether I'm telling you the truth. There you go, there it is there. This should be a really thick bunch of leaves that have fallen down from the major trees, babies, because the babies are now trying to go back up again. Only a few of them can ever make it because there's only space for a few big trees. So thousands of them don't get to be all the way, but they struggle to do that. So this should be a thick mulch. Because of all these trees that are still up here, it should be dark inside the rainforest. It's not, it's bright.
Yes.
Okay, this habitat is virtually non-existent. So all the things, I just call them people for the one, just to make a connection. All the people that used to live in this beautiful, big, thick, warm habitat don't have a place to live anymore. All the bacteria, the invertebrates, all of these things are now hugely diminished because their habitat, their house, is gone. Almost completely gone. This changes the chemical nature also of the soil. So even the biggest trees who have their roots down and are feeding on this forest floor are affected by this change. And then from there on, we carry on up. The seeds fall down, the rats and the mice eat the seeds. And then the little seedlings, the ones that don't get eaten, they try to come up. And then along come the deer and the possums. Most of my people are much older than you. They walk in here, they look at this forest and they go, wow, pretty. And if I didn't say anything, they'd walk away and that's all they'd know. I'm hoping now that by talking like this to you, you have the choice now. That you go into a habitat in Japan, in Africa, anywhere on our planet. You walk into a new habitat which is totally different and you can kind of look around and with a few questions and just using your brains, you can figure out a lot about how that habitat should be. And why is that important? Well, because you may decide to do something about it if it's in trouble. But you're not going to decide to do something to help it if you don't recognize that the habitat has a problem. This forest here is screaming for help. Screaming for help. But most people can't even see it. The signs to me are huge. Bigger than the biggest neon sign in Japan. And you people have the same ability to learn this. It's not science. It really is not science. You're probably better educated now than I was when I left school. I knew very little when I left school. I just learnt from nature. It's not heavy science, it's not hard to do. It's just a matter of being aware of your planet and loving it. And when you love it, it means you have to look after it. The same as your parents do, the same as your teachers do. Try to look after you and help you through it. So that's why it's important to